Hey Birchouse friends, welcome back. So we missed last week's Hey Birchouse. We've missed two in the recent weeks. This has been an unusually busy season for us. I've gotten a lot of big custom orders that I've needed to lock down. And when I have those custom orders that need to get done, Hey Birchouse usually takes a back shelf, a back seat to the work that needs to get done. But we're back this week and we're ready to answer a question, and we drew one 2 weeks ago from Ian Evans, who asks, Hey Birchhouse, how did you get into your line of work? Has it always been a passion or a dream of yours? And I've answered a similar question a couple times now. I've answered my origin story, as it were, a couple times now in previous videos. The very rough and dirty summary being I grew up I grew up with an artist. My mom is an artist. I just grew up in love with art. I grew up in love with history, and I have a history in martial arts, HEMA, and all those things kind of drive my interest. And so slowly over the years, as I wanted things, I made them for myself. I learned to kind of do them myself, and then slowly that just snowballed into a business. So that's kind of the quick and dirty. But the way that question was phrased actually got me thinking about, like, how did I actually start the business? How did I actually get into this line of work? So going back to 2020 during the pandemic, and we were all locked inside. My wife and I were very lucky, very blessed to have a living wage during that time. She's a medical massage therapist. She works for a chiropractor, and so she had a necessary job that she was doing, and so we were able to maintain a living wage through all of that. And we're very lucky, very, very fortunate in that regard. And so when our stimulus checks came in, we weren't needing to use it for living wage stuff, our rent and things like that. And so, I had been kind of discussing doing a business, and she encouraged me to do it, to just make a run at it. And so I shot my shot. I took my one shot and I ran with it. And so, previously I was a chef, and so actually, for a few years before this, I was a house husband. We have three boys, and at the time, all three of them were living at home. And we had decided that we were, the money we would have spent on childcare would have been just one person's job. And so one of us decided to stay home. I stayed home, and I was a house husband. And so I took a run at this business. I was in a unique position to do it. And so the lesson to be learned here is, if you get a shot, shoot your shot. Take that risk, and it is a risk, and it's not something I would ever encourage somebody to do stupidly. Don't be stupid about it. You have to, with that risk has to come, you have to work at it. You have to know when to back down sometimes. Sometimes an opportunity comes up and you have to walk it back. It's too much of a risk. You're taking it one step too far. You have to really be driven to do this. You have to be willing to make sacrifices. I have missed opportunities because I was doing things with the business. And so it's something you really have to work at and balance. But if there's something you're passionate about and something you want to do, and you have an opportunity to do it, you need to take that shot. You should take that shot. Bearing in mind that it's not just, I always am hesitant to say, go take that risk, because I think always people are like, oh, take a risk. Take that leap of faith. But a leap of faith isn't safe if you're not willing to work at it, or if you're not in a position to work at it, or if you're not it's just something you have to put time and effort and energy into. You can't just say, I'm going to open a business and then expect customers and expect things to kind of just fall into place. It doesn't work that way. At least that has not been my experience. So, yeah, absolutely. I think everybody should take that run and take that risk, bearing in mind the consequences and the effort that goes into taking that risk. And be adaptable. When I started this business, I was not doing shields or, historical arms and armor or the artwork. What I started this business doing was making weapon mounts, weapon displays like these. And we still make these. This one, like right now, has $2 price tag on it. This one's still for sale. But we were making weapon mounts, and we were making, armor displays. And I thought, people who were involved in, my line of, my passion, being in things like HEMA, and SCA and LARP and all those things, who were kind of in my circle of influence, they spent a lot of money on their arms and armor. I thought they would want something to display them on. These have not been big sellers. I made Viking shields. I got a unique opportunity to work with the Swordsmanship Museum and Academy very early on in Birchouse's life cycle, and have formed a very nice friendship with them. And it kind of just kicked off from there. And I slowly was starting to, add more shields to our lineup and adding more arms. And so I kind of pivoted away from doing these displays, and into doing the historical arms and armor, and then branching out into my own artwork. You have to be adaptable. If you're going to shoot your shot, you have to be adaptable. Go where you're wanted, where people want to see you. I love doing this. This has become my passion. I love making shields. I love doing the research. I love reaching out. I've gotten to talk to so many cool people, museum curators, people involved in HEMA, blacksmiths, other artisans, just the coolest people, and learning and adapting and making new things is so cool. So, the moral of the story is, if you are passionate about something, be aware of the consequences. Be aware of the risks. Be aware of the effort you'll need to be put in, and then take that leap. I think it's absolutely worth it to do something cool and unique, and do something for yourself. And be your own boss. And it's not a fast process. It's very slow. We are going on our 5th birthday, and it has taken us all of 5 years, and we still have a very limited range of products because you have to move slow. This is not a fast process. So, great question, Ian. Thank you so much for asking. I know that conversation went a lot of different avenues, but I think, I've told my origin story a few times, and this was a unique way to look at how the business started and how it evolved. So that was a great question. Let me spout a little bit. Thank you so much. Let's draw a question for next week. And it will come from Cassie Sharp. So we'll answer this question next week. If you ever have a question for Birchouse, comment below with "Hey Birchouse, ask," and we'll answer it in a future video. In the meantime, we'll see you all next Wednesday.
Welcome to Birchouse, where history meets art with due diligence.